Hi, my name's Stephen, and this is Rittenhouse Needlepoint. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about DMC Coloris. This is a relatively new product for DMC. It is an embroidery floss. However, it's a multicolored embroidery floss. So each skein has 4 different colors selected for a harmonious appearance. So there are, I believe, let me see here, 24 different skein colors to choose from. I selected a really nice mustard and green and kind of a sharp, I don't know what color you would call that. It's like a red coral shade. It's a very interesting combination. Now, I find a lot of these palettes that they've put together are very interesting and intriguing even. So I like the colors that they've put together in this grouping. The Coloris families are very attractive. And it's easy to stitch with. It's just like embroidery floss. So it stitches up very easily. It separates easily. There's no problems with the stitching of it. You use 4 strands on 18 mesh and 6 strands on 13 or 14 mesh. It's relatively inexpensive, of course, because it is embroidery floss. And because it's from DMC, it's probably relatively widely available, although you might have to search for it a little bit because it is one of their lesser known products. We carry it here at Rittenhouse Needlepoint, and I'm sure you can find it online. Like most overdyed threads, you have to work with it. You have to control the effect that you want. So there is an art to working with overdyed threads, and we can talk about that another time, but obviously at a minimum, if you want a streaky effect on the diagonal, you would stitch basket weave, and if you want a streaky effect to appear horizontally, you would stitch continental style. But there are other things that you can do to achieve a more modeled effect versus a more streaky effect. So there are things that you can do to work with overdyed threads to get rid of the modeled effect altogether. And like I said, that's something we can talk about at a future point. The thing about overdyed threads that I find, because I normally work on painted canvases, it's often hard to incorporate them, especially these unusual color combinations, unless you're willing to go out on a limb and perhaps, you know, have water that includes a little pink in it, or have a sky that has a shade of red in it, or something like that. So if you're working on a sunset, then of course having interesting, intriguing colors in your sky is helpful. But if you're working on a noonday sky, you know, maybe it's not the look that you're after. So I find that it's often difficult to incorporate unusual colors into a painted canvas. So I don't find a lot of use for some of these intriguing colored designs. They're a great jumping off point if you're doing a charted design, because you can pick up one of these and use it as the base from which to choose accent colors. So it can be sort of the foundation for a design of your own creating. But in terms of incorporating it into a painted design, it's difficult to do. So probably of limited use to most of my viewers, but to some of you, it may be worth seeking out. If you do charted designs, if you do your own stitching, you may find this to be a useful thread for you. It's sold in 8-meter skeins, just like the embroidery floss. According to my notes, it says it's color fast and fade resistant. So I'm thinking it's probably set with chemicals, I would assume. But like I said, it's very easy to use. It's good quality thread, relatively inexpensive, nice color combinations. So I recommend it, but probably not the most useful thread for a lot of people. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And I'll see you again real soon. Thanks for watching.